came to New Mexico, they stopped at our place because it's right between Albuquerque and Santa Fe. But I guess the old man, the elders already understood. You know, they said, oh no, this no. They said we're corrupt as we are already.
Well,
That was a good line this old man said.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another one of our demonstrations here at Andrea Fisher Fine Pottery. Today, I am here with Thomas Tenorio. By the way, my name is Derek Fisher. And hey, Thomas, it's nice to see you again, and welcome to our demo.
Hey, thank you. Welcome everybody, and everybody here. We're gonna do some painting today, and pretty much we're gonna do it freehand, but a little pencil mark here, there, and there. But pretty much we're gonna do it. We're gonna put a couple of dragonflies, and I think there's gonna be a guy online that's wants to see the pot I'm doing because I'm shipping this one to him. Yeah, and he's been here. As a matter of fact, I was looking at his picture. Dan from Wisconsin. As a matter of fact, me and Andrea and we all took pictures together. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, so how do you start, Thomas?
I normally start with this line here. And then we go from there. As you can see, this paint is very, you can't really see it. Sometimes if I put more water to this, it's really hard to see the design. But I didn't thin out my paint, my natural pigment. As you can, if you want to, Derek, you can explain the paint that I'm using while I'm doing the painting.
So from my understanding, the paint that Thomas is using is a wild spinach that he cooks down, and then when he paints it onto the surface, it goes on almost like water, and it only barely shows on what he's doing, but when it fires black. So you can see kind of behind you the color it will turn from exactly what he has put on the jar right there. And anyone here more than welcome to ask questions. It's perfectly fine. Ask away.
You did spinach. You said spinach?
Spinach. It's a wild spinach, which is cooked down. And from what I understand, it does not smell good in your kitchen for a while after it's cooked down.
No, that's very true. So I do it outside. And you have to boil this at least a good 5 to 6 hours to get all the juices out, and you just let it sit and let the water get as much water as you can get out. You got to get rid of all the leaves and the stems that are left in there.
How hot do you fire it?
There was somebody asking earlier. I used to have a gun, one of the temperature guns. It went up to only 900 degrees. But I had another friend of mine in, I think it was in middle of August, he brought his. So we got the fire up to 1300 degrees then, yeah. So, but I figure from doing this for years now, it has to get up to 900 degrees to turn this color of the paint, what you see right here, to the black. If you don't get it up there, it just leaves a gray mark on there. Okay? So with the designs, I normally, where is my pencil at? See, this part is going to be all black, so the pencil marks aren't going to really show on there. So I'm kind of dividing it right now into the fourths. And then you just look at it, see what kind of design that's gonna go on there.
And Thomas, do you generally have a plan in mind before you start? Or does
Yeah.
it just kind of come to you?
Sometimes it's probably like right in the middle. Once I get started, but this, the friend of mine, Daniel, he wants dragonflies and the wind blowing, the wind blowing. I don't know if there's a, I don't know if we see a pot that where the wind is blowing. So I'm gonna put that design in there for him.
It's a design that looks sort of like waves.
Yes, so it's sort of like the wave. Either I call it the waves, or either I call it the wind blowing. It all depends. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So then you can mark it off here and there. What you guys are seeing in here, what I'm doing, probably in the next week, I'll bring this pot in and maybe take a photograph of it. That way you guys can see what it turned out to be.
Yeah, we really sort of appreciate that so that we can see what the final product looks like because, we only see it in certain stages.
Okay. Now, as you go along, sometimes the hair from my brushes they get on there. As you can, I don't know if you can see that. There's a hair right there.
From the brush?
Yeah, from the brush, from putting on the white. There's different kind of brushes that I use for different stuff. You can't use the same brush for the painting, the red, and so on. So I've got my white brushes on there. So in other words, once that's on there, it doesn't matter because once it gets hot, it's gonna burn it off. And there's about 11 or maybe 12 layers of this white. So if it's gonna cover it, it's gonna cover it. If I do something different, if I do something different, a new design, I would normally pencil it out as less as I can, not as much as I can.
And Thomas, you're self-taught, right?
Yes, I went and did research on this.
And what's your favorite part about making pots?
What I'm doing right now.
Painting.
Yeah, I could sit there for hours and hours of just doing this.
And what's your least favorite part about making a pot?
Sanding or mixing the clay. It's hard.
Do you sometimes get help?
Yes, I had a friend of mine that just passed away. It's been a year. Me and him used to work with each other. I would provide him. Provide him my materials and stuff like that, because he really didn't know how to do it yet. So with his muscle work, I would trade him off with it.
Thomas, what do you use a grog in the clay that you dig?
What's that? Are we talking about the temper?
Yeah.
Oh, no, the temper that I use is volcanic ash. Volcanic ash. It's something like a pumice type. It's some of the stuff that went up, that came back down very, very fine and started compacting. All you need is either a sharp can, a sharp can, all you do is just scrape the walls of it. Or, maybe just get an axe or something and just scrape it off. But when I go over there, I see that it has like a little cave, and I see like old ladies or young women under there scraping it. And one time I was there by myself, the thing collapsed on me, and I was there by myself, and it went this high. So whenever I go over there, when I see that situation, I bring a couple of metal stakes, and I will knock it down because I don't want nobody getting trapped under there. Yes, and that is kind of a dangerous thing. Okay, all right. I'm gonna need something here, something this tall. What do we have? Do you have any cups? Because
Yeah, I'll find something for you.
Yeah, because I'm gonna make the next line. I didn't bring. Sometimes I have I have a bunch of little cups that I stack up. Yeah. So because I gotta make this line. If I want to make it so perfect, I will measure it off. But sometimes I'll show you what I'm trying to do here. Let me see. Let me go look. Oh, maybe this will work. Yeah, maybe this will work.
I have a couple of things that might work. Maybe a coffee cup
Yeah.
or a plate.
Oh, this will work. This will work.
Does that
This
work
will
well?
Yeah, this will work. Okay. So we're not using no measuring tape or anything. When I first started, I used to use a measuring tape and measure stuff out. But nowadays, all right, here's somebody's coffee.
Yep. it's
Is that
mine.
yours? Okay.
Thank you.
All right. See these paint brushes? They're starting to wear out some more. So I've been really looking for some new paint brushes.
Sorry, Thomas.
Oh,
Got tangled. Well, that's a good question, Thomas. How long does it take you to finish one of these paintings? Just painting.
just painting. If I don't stop, I can probably finish this in a couple of hours or maybe in a half an hour. It all depends what I'm putting on there.
Thomas, how many years did it take till you got that steady hand like that?
You know what? I come from a family of artists, so I think it was naturally in there. Yeah, like my brother, he's a silver and goldsmith. I've got a nephew that's an architect. I've got a brother that makes shoes, moccasins. Yeah. So it's all there, and I've got my mom and dad. They were he-she makers. Yes. So it's all.
You sure have a steady hand.
Now everybody picture this because this is going to change in a little bit. I'm going to put in the wind blowing here and there. Okay. Don't let me mix myself up.
So you generally work at home, right? Alone with no crowds around or no people.
Yeah, like I was telling earlier, but my kids were young, so their mom was in nursing school, so I had the kids home, so it didn't bother me. I was holding one and painting at the same time. The other one's crying away. So it was.
So, Thomas, we talked about what the black paint is. What's the red paint?
The red paint is just a slip. It's where you can just add water to it and it dissolves. It dissolves itself.
My wife and I grew up in Oklahoma. We have a band that goes north to south through Oklahoma called Rose. It's real similar.
Oh yeah, I
Limestone block. Red, it has kind of texture and sometimes it looks like rock green.
oh yeah, I seen some of that. I seen some of that. That clay in Oklahoma. Whereabouts are you talking about, Oklahoma?
Well, I grew up in Oklahoma City. We had it in
Oh,
Oklahoma City.
that's where my daughter and her husband are stationed at. Not at Tinkerton, just west of the Alto. Yes, yes, yeah. That's an Air Force base there. Yeah. How's it going?
Pretty good. Hey, Russell.
Hey, Russell, how are you?
Good.
You are bothering me. Hey, Russell.
Hey.
Go and say, how are
Joe
you?
says hi.
Oh, shoot, man, right on.
She's in Chicago with her mom.
Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm doing some.
Popped in.
I'm glad you did. Okay, we'll see you, Russell.
Thanks much.
Tom, you want to sip?
It's really fun to watch you paint, Thomas.
You know what? Like I said, I enjoy this. This is my. Once I started painting on pots, I said to myself, I think I can paint on canvas and stuff like that. So this lady from Santa Fe, a very, very well-known painter. She wants one of my pots and she's gonna train me to paint on canvas. Did I tell you that, Derek?
No, you did not.
Well, it's one of Al's friends. What's her name?
Rosita?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
I want to try it. I want to see if I get it.
It looks like you're concentrating real hard on this one.
No, I've done this a few times, so it's okay.
Got it sold.
In a year, that will be hard for me to say. I think.
You work every day doing this?
No. I also do farming. I farm crops, chili, corn, melons, and stuff like that. So that keeps me busy during the summer. I think Derek will give you a better idea of how many pots you think I do a year. Because mostly all my pots come over here. Not unless I have my own private show.
You sell those things.
This is probably the only place I sell my stuff here in Santa Fe. Yes. Yeah.
I would guess that he brings us maybe 60 to 70 pots a year. Somewhere in that zone. Some are extremely large, some are very small.
Well, you know what? I have not been doing any small pots, and they finally got me to do some small pots, and I think I brought in 14. I think there's 7 left or
Yeah,
something like that.
And that was just a week or two ago.
Yes. And this is a small pot. I'm talking about A small pot is, yes, yes. Because like I said, I'm still physically unable to do stuff like that. Maybe when I get older, I'll start doing small pots. Yeah, because those really you have to really put your muscle into it, and yeah, and plus the firing and stuff like that. Because I gather all my wood and stuff myself.
Well, they're still calling it T-bone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they're still calling me T-Bone. There you go.
Just to get that balance. So it's not this part.
Oh, yeah. Unbelievable. Something they have to run.
I mean, the symmetry of it.
Anyways, I was out in eastern Oklahoma. There was a trade school out there. I was out there trying to be an auto mechanic. It's a little town called Tahlequah. Tahlequah, yeah. Cherokee Nation. Yeah. Yeah. The population of the, yeah.
Is this his dog?
No, that's my dog.
Oh, really? I would have thought dogs had a pottery shop
We were,
combination.
So we have had, he's been in here for almost 12 years now.
no, I wasn't
We
doing
had-
any of the
we had a
pottery
partner in
then.
crime who was in here
Not
for
at
10
all.
years, and she is no longer with us, unfortunately. The two of them used to wrestle, and we've had 0 incidences with anything being broken and all of that.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
In history, did a lot of that.
So do you work here at the shop? or-
Yeah, there's a lot of, I seen some of the work. Actually, this pot right here, yeah, that was Cherokee right there. Yes. Yeah, that's Cherokee. I don't know how traditional it is, but I believe that guy's out from not from Oklahoma, but from North Carolina. Joel, I forget his name. I did a show with him once.
I think you're thinking of Joel Queen,
Yeah.
who's Cherokee, but at the moment we don't have any pieces by Joel.
Oh, that's not him.
No, that's Richard Zane Smith, who's Wyandotte.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
he's
I'm
in
sorry.
eastern Oklahoma. But, you know,
Looks like Cherokee. I mean, not
All right, we got that in. So now we start doing the curves here. And everything just adds up. Everything.
don't mind me, Thomas. I'm going to quickly move the cameras, okay?
All right, no worries.
when you do the wind, is there any specific direction it bends to, or it doesn't matter either direction?
No,
Right or left?
no, it doesn't matter. In our Pueblo, the wind blows every which way. Either my place, the wind blows from west to east. Why? Because I have a little not a valley, but kind of like a, I don't know if you guys know what arroyo means. Yeah, yeah. So
That affects that.
yeah, it comes down through there. So sometimes on a windy day, especially the windy months over here is in it's in May. So I literally have to block it off. with I put up some tin, or I have some ply boards that I block the wind with. As you
When
can,
you're working, do you work, I know when you're firing, or when you're, do you do all your coiling and painting inside or not?
yes, I hardly work outside. I hardly work. The only time I do anything outside is the firing. The firing, yes, because the clay dries up quick. Yes, yeah. So all no. It's good. This is what I like to do.
But also, when you're working, right, and you're by yourself, do you have music?
I'm a history buff. I listen. One thing I don't do is I don't listen to the podcast or anything that I like to listen to European history or anything that's learning. Like right now I'm trying to compare a whole bunch of you know some of the ruins like up in Mesa Verde and stuff like that. So I'm listening to a whole lot of lectures and stuff like that. Yeah, that's about the only thing. Once in a while I'm listening to music, but if I do want to listen to Indian music, I have Indian music that I listen to. Yeah, I listen to it, and it's probably mostly from my village. Yeah.
And I take away, it's for general public, it's called Archaeology Magazine.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It's a quarterly magazine. So,
You know what? I was just listening to a lecture by this guy. He's from Hopi. I don't know if you guys know the Hopi Reservation out in Arizona. Anyways, he's the first archaeologist from the Hopi tribe. Yeah, from the Hopi tribe. Yeah. So he's doing a lot of these studies within the tribe itself. But I get his drift where he doesn't really want to talk about some other stuff. But right now he's at the he's talking about the clan of his mother's side and of his father's side. Yeah, so a lot of
different clans they're from.
yeah, a lot of the migrations because our Pueblo is it's everything goes onto the mom's side. The maternally, yes. Yeah, it's so amazing how this paint comes to look that color. It's sometimes in a split second it would turn black like quick. Yeah, yes, it quick. But then again, I think it all depends on the firing. Because that one time I took the firing so quick up, but in stages. But then again, in that split second to where it turns totally black. And during the firing, all this pot is going to be totally black as this man's jacket. So the hotter it gets, it starts firing off anything that has landed on there. So in other words, you're gonna get the reaction from it's all the heat. The hotter it gets, it fires it all off, right?
The light gray sheds the outer skin or whatever you call it.
I mean the more the gray, if it's got a little more gray on the background, it means it's during a cool time, or it's fired during the winter months. But something like,
Watch out, Thomas, your wire.
oh shoot, good thing you told me. Like for instance, that pot, Derek, the one on top.
The big one?
Yeah, not the big one, but the one with the flowers on there.
Yeah, the one that's in the here.
Oh, okay.
It's on the TV.
Okay, see that one right there.
Yeah.
See how white it is? That was done probably in August or July. Yeah. So the hotter it is, the background's going to be more white. But during the winter, winter times, it's got to go be more grayish because it doesn't get up that high, the temperature. But then again, I used to like the white. But once I got into it, I talked to different galleries, different museums, different collectors. They like this. They like that. Because everybody thinks that's fire in a kiln, like an electric kiln. It's not. Yeah. So everybody, and so I went back with that. I don't mind it. Like for instance, I prefer during anything this big. It's gonna be in the summertime. In the wintertime, it's just gonna be too hard to take the temperature up that high. Yeah. But I've kind of figured it out. I'm on this third month of firing where I think I figured something out. Yeah, I said I'm going to wait on to share that because it's kind of a new thing. It's a new thing. It has to do with oxygen. Let me put it that way. Let him more oxygen in here.
Hotter with more oxygen.
That's true. That's true. And the fuel, everything. The fuel has to be completely dry, man. I have a storage down about 20 minutes from where I live. It's just completely full of wood. A regular storage place, where I keep my food. I mean, my wood dry. It has to be completely dry.
During the winter, it's fairly dry here.
Yeah.
It won't soak up humidity. It'll stay dry if it's in. That's our.
Well, you know what? It's the place where I live. I live by the river, by the Rio Grande River, and a lot of the humidity comes from off of that and stuff. So I have to figure out the weather and stuff, and if it's rained so many days before, I have to all channel in. But now I kind of figured it out to where I completely throw out the tarp and I put maybe a half load of dirt on there, and I just to keep it dry, because it freezes up. The ground freezes up also. As you can see, this is coming along. This is fun. And where are you folks from? We got some Oklahoma folks.
We're from California, the Bay Area.
All right, cool, right on. I've got a collector from out in that area. I forget the little towns, but he raises horses. He raises horses, quarter horses. Yeah. As a matter of fact, he's telling me to come out there. I've got a couple of cabins out in the hills. You're more than welcome to stay for a whole month if you want to. Yeah.
Do you know what part of California?
I'm not sure, but I know it's
The area above Santa Barbara is big. That's great.
I think it's in that area. I think it's in that.
But they have horses all over.
Oops, got too much on there. Yeah, but that sounds like fun. That's the. Hey, Derek, what time is it?
It is about 2 o'clock.
Oh, shit, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And we have about 30 more minutes for the live show.
Okay.
And then we can undo microphones and all that other good stuff. Yeah, it's live. But we don't pretend to be Hollywood here.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, I thought I was you lied to me. No, I like doing this. Where was that? A few months ago, we were with Travel and Leisure magazine. Yeah. They were following me around for a couple of days with the drone and everything. Yeah, it went down to only to about 5 minutes, and they were with me for a couple of days. But it was fun, though. That was fun. Yeah, it really. Wow, look at that. Isn't that cool?
trace over that? Like, underglazes that you buy in the store, you have to do them like maybe 3 times.
You know what? This natural paint is the lighter it goes on, the more black it gets. Yes, yes. If I would add more water to this, I won't be able to see the lines. So I try to at least keep it a little more thicker. Yeah. But with this stuff, like the underglazes as you were talking about, it just doesn't mix with the traditional clays and slips and stuff. But I know what you're talking about because I used to do a lot of that stuff.
So
Yeah.
make sure that you're right. So to speak, that you put this on, the stronger the black will be.
Yes, yes, it does. You got it right. Yes. See, the only reason I'm gonna have it this thick is because I'm getting a little older too. Yeah, because I've seen some that I really, really liked, and sometimes when if you put, like for instance, right here, see how dark it is right here. Anyways, that's going to show up during the firing. I don't know what you call. I don't have no formal training in art, so I'm making up the words as I go. Anyways, that part when it fires, it's gonna leave a grayish, like when you strike a match and you turn it off, that it's kind of like a grayish on there. So it's gonna leave that mark on there. That's when the olive oil comes in. You put the olive oil on, it takes it off. And plus it gives it the shine. Because back in the day they used to use hog grease. A lot of grease, and it just doesn't smell good. But we're talking about the 40s and before then. Yeah. But
I don't know the process. So you do that after you fired it, after it's
after it's completely fired. Yes, after it's completely fired.
And do you have to use special olive oil when you do that, or like Italian
virgin? No, it doesn't matter. But lately I haven't been using it because Derek and these guys, they like the natural look. Yeah, without the shine on there.
You had a long article about olive oil. They were having a lot of trouble with being designated as virgin or whatever.
Oh.
I'm talking about the Italian.
Let me. Oh, okay. Anyways, my village, this clay isn't meant to be sculpted. So last year I said I'm gonna do something different. So I said I'm gonna do some fish. I said. So I was sculpting it, and it kept cracking on me because this clay is meant to be used as making pots, nothing to sculpt. So I said, there's got to be some way. So I added more temper to it, which was volcanic ash, and it cracked just a little. So another handful to that on the next mix. Finally got it down to where, I can sculpt it now.
So does that have to do with the thickness?
No, it has to do with the more of the temper, more of the sand rather than the clay.
Okay.
Yes. See, the clay makes it from sticking. The sand makes it from not cracking, just like concrete and lime mixed together. Yes.
And the aggregate.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is the first stuff that I sculpted. I went and made a whole set of it. I think there were 5 of them. And I emptied it into the big indoor market over here. And I said, because I wasn't sure what kind of reaction I was going to get.
Would you win?
I got second place on it. Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No, wait, I'll show you guys. Oh, here it is. Where is it?
Was that last year we were here?
Yeah, this was just last year.
We were here. You couldn't believe how much.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, the streets are covered with grease.
You can pass that on. So anyways, I made some and I brought it to.
What's that cord?
Oh.
And you just lost your.
Golly, sis, I'm glad you guys are here.
All your assistants?
My assistants, yeah. I hate to. I might.
And on the glove is a price tag.
Oh shit! Is that from the?
Yep, from the fish.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to add more water to this. It's a little bit too thick, yeah, because I could sometimes
Oh, yeah.
I do that. It's not sticking because sometimes when you cover it back, when I'm going to transport it back home, I'm going to have to cover it with a cloth, and if the cloth starts, rubbing on it, it's just going to smear it, yeah. So I think you can look through my phone. Either there's going to be grandkids or pottery in there. Yeah. Well, yeah. That's the only thing that's the only thing that's on there. Grandkids and
So the fish that you showed, how much of that is hollow versus solid? Is the body?
the body. The whole thing's it's no. It's not solid. It's hollow. Even the base is hollow too. The inside. The way I did it is I blew up a balloon. I had to figure this thing out too. I blew up a balloon and I laid it in there. The first ones it didn't work good. It was I got to be something else. So I I don't know what kind of fabric. It's not even a fabric, but it wasn't made out of paper. It was made out of fibers. I got it at a fabric shop. I don't know what you would call that. But anyways, I cut it up into a shape. I mean, into a fish, and I cut it up, and I put sand in there. I put sand in there, and then I did one side, and then I did the other side. Then I just cut. So later on, I just cut that fabric inside in its mouth, and I took all the sand out. Yeah, because the balloon was so hard to take out. Yeah, because I
keep it in the same shape you want too, right?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I cut up a whole bunch. I asked my cousin, "Here, sew it for me," because it was so hard to sew it one by one. Anyways, this is the next step. I start putting this in.
Thomas, those small pieces over there, if you don't, I'm not driving you out, so tell me if I am. Did you pull those or did you cut them out?
Which ones?
The smaller pieces.
The waves.
Oh no, those ones. Everything is handmade. I rolled those out. I rolled them out like a coil, yeah. But you have to let them set for a little bit. Let me see. Yeah. Derek, you have to. I had to roll it out right, and I would cover this end with some plastic. So I will let this part get dry first. So this one's moist enough, so I made this part next, and I just put these ones together. So not one thing was made in one piece. Yeah, so they're made in a couple of pieces. Cook the fish with this. Yeah, those are waves if you get it. It's not glasses or anything. Oh, and all my girlfriends are in there too. As you can see, there's a lot of them. No, just kidding.
Did you do that totem?
The guy that works here, he wants me to do something like that. Yeah, that's Al. Al was trying to get me to do balls like this and then put fish on them and enter it. And I think it would be, but I don't know how I would, because there's going to be so much weight on the next ball and the next ball, and I don't know if the bottom one's going to be strong enough to handle it. So that was my thing. Yeah.
Later, I do totems.
You do?
I'm not any category close to you in any way.
Uh-huh.
But I can show you the bases I use.
Uh-huh.
And they would take the weight. I've done them up to.
No, he's talking about the body itself taken. From this.
Oh, you're talking about the base itself?
It would have a hole through the totem.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
What Thomas is saying is he's not sure if the clay, this clay mixture would take that kind of weight.
But wouldn't the pole help distribute it?
I don't think the pole will help it. I know where you're trying to.
In other words, that was glass, right? What were we looking at that time? Derek, was that glass that blue structure?
Oh, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
What was his name, Thomas?
Al, I think that was at his house.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, so.
Glass might be stronger, depending on the thickness.
Yeah, but part of the dilemma is that pottery shrinks during the firing process.
It
And
does.
depending on how hot the fire is,
Yep.
how much it shrinks, and it also changes the color of the piece as well. And so any other material besides clay will cause the piece to crack in the firing process.
Because we were doing some lamps at one time, right? And
Yeah, we did lamps.
yeah.
Oh, y'all did?
Yep.
So you did the base or the shade or both?
So what Thomas did is he made a piece that was similar to what he has right there. And we have a gentleman in town who produces high quality wooden bases. And so he
Oh, this set on it.
yeah, so it had to it had to be sat on. And then there's another guy in town who is a lamp specialist and was able to drill the bottom of the piece because it needs a hole in the bottom for the
Yes.
wires to go in, and also to mount to the base as well. And then custom made a top portion to fit the precise size because everyone is different, and then basically installed all the lamp guts, and then a normal shade was installed on top.
Oh, a normal shade.
Just a normal,
Just the
yeah.
base.
It was just
Thomas
effectively the jar that Thomas is doing, and that was something that was done in very popular in the 1920s, 30s, and 40s for potters to do, is to make pieces specifically to be lamps, and so there are pottery lamps that are out there from about 100 years ago.
But I did it in this style, huh? It came out like something like this, and some of the lamps I did was a lot of polka dots here and there. I don't know if you. I think you might have a
One
picture.
on your phone there was great. I mean, not a base for a lamp, but a big pot, big. Maybe this big, little, with just huge polka dots. On it.
There was some.
This glaze, you don't have to worry about getting it like perfectly even. You don't, I mean, all of these look like they're, perfectly consistent in the black.
You don't have to put it on evenly if that's what you're asking. See, like for instance,
It's pretty even, but it's not perfect, right?
like for instance,
Yeah.
right there,
Yeah.
it's that one's probably it's not completely dry or it's dried faster, but you don't have to be consistent, right?
Not
Right.
like other glazes that sometimes
No,
thickness
no,
affects
no,
the
no,
colors.
not at all. As long as it goes on, here, that's the main thing, because this and this have to come together chemically wise. Chemically wise, this mineral and the iron oxide in here has to come
see.
together at least 900 degrees to boom, turn that black.
And they'll melt.
It has no melting in it. It just comes together, just like any other chemicals coming together and make it makes it the final stage of that. Hey, where's my nephew? Is he okay? I gotta feed that bear. You know what? He was in the traditional dances for 11 days. He was helping out the village. Yeah, so he's
That's a lot. That is a
that's
lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and it's day and night he had to do that. And he was telling me coming up, he said they had to go get the evergreen to dance with, all the way up into Pecos. And he said and he's tall, and the snow was to his knees, and they have to get the evergreen and take it back. Yeah, and he's big, he's tall too. My nephew, my nephew's son. What will he be to me? That's my nephew's son.
He's your family.
He's my family. He calls me Nanai. Nanai means old man.
Thank you, Thomas.
Hey, well, thank you. Enjoy your visit to Santa Fe.
Thank you.
Don't forget to spend money, okay? Okay. Hey, I gotta get the Santa Fe economy going. This is so cool. Okay, what's the next question? Anybody have a question for me online? Oh shit.
That is a good question. If anybody has a question online, just give us a call, 505-986-1234, or type it into the chat into YouTube and I'll read it.
Oh, we're not live no more?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe all your grandchildren made it so you learned to do multiple tasks at once.
Yeah,
Around you.
I think that's what it was.
Get closer and take a look.
Question, Derek, have you tried your hand at pottery?
I have tried my hand at pottery. Actually, Robert Tenorio from Santo Domingo, Pueblo, or Kiwa, was here, no relation to Thomas, by the way, and he brought us a whole bunch of blanks, kind of where Thomas started today, and brought the paint and said, here, go for it. It was far harder than Thomas or anyone else makes it look. My piece ended up looking like a 4-year-old did it, to put it nicely.
That's why I've been so amazed at his ability to paint with a steady hand and do a straight line, a curve, and his curves basically match, maybe not to him, but
Well, one of the things that I find the most fascinating about every single artist that is in here is effectively every single one has the same tools. The tools are their hands. Their tools are, paints that are made from the materials that they have. Some buy their brushes, some make their brushes, but brushes are effectively the same. Some people use scrapers that are wood and purchased from a clay store. Some people use scrapers that are a gourd or an old spoon that they've bent in the right direction. But basically, the tools for everything that is in here is basically identical. And every single thing that is in here is far from identical. And that's the part that I find the most amazing, is that there's nobody who can emulate anyone else, really, which is wonderful, and it says it's a true art.
Yeah, I think it's because of how your tools are gonna react to your clay. That I think that's all it falls in there, because I try to work with the same tools that I have, which are some of them I made myself. The tools that I have, I would try to work it with some of the commercial clay that I used to work, and it just doesn't. They
that's why we were so
Yeah.
interested. We've seen a lot of, commercial, we get that.
I mean,
I
it's.
was
I mean,
gonna ask you, Thomas, do you use a wooden rib at all when you smooth the coils out, or no?
no, I use one of those the rubber ones. Those ones. I like those because the wooden ones stick to this clay. It sticks on there, and it's even if you put a lot more moisture on it, it still doesn't do it. The gores really work well. Elijah, I knew it. Let's see.
You use a little
Okay.
hard rubber, I would take it, pretty.
Yeah, I don't know what it's made. It's called. I just call it a Kemper tool. That's what it says on there. I think it's. As you can see, it's.
That's cool.
It's looking great.
I think it's a little off.
Uh-oh.
Oh man, I see. Oh, I'm sitting like this. I better sit up straight.
We weren't ready for that.
No,
You caught us on that.
nowadays when I make a mistake, I don't even correct it. It's just one of a kind things that are going to show up later on. Yeah, This part takes a lot of time. I wish I could have somebody who would color these in.
Well, for those of you watching at home, we're actually about to sign off for the YouTube. We've been here for about an hour. It's amazing that we've been here for about an hour,
Oh,
and
that was too fast.
it goes by really, really, really fast. And so thank you very much for tuning in
We're
out there.
on a time clock.
Yeah, that's one thing artists don't have is a time clock. But thank you, Thomas, for being here. We're going to continue the demonstration here in the gallery. And appreciate you, Thomas, and appreciate everyone out there who tuned in.
All right, thank you, folks.